These are probably the worst nail stickers ever. If you see these on Amazon, do not buy them. 0 out of 10, I do not recommend. Y'all, all I wanted for Christmas was some cute nails. Instead, I got this absolute dumpster fire of a Christmas nail fail. Ugh, terrible. So if you struggle with DIY nails and doing your nails at home, and you feel like everyone else is doing better than you, this video is your excuse to look and laugh at me or relate to my struggle, or both, because I'm definitely doing both. I'm Denise Renee, and welcome to my very first nail video on my brand new channel that I'm calling Learning DIY Nails, because the learning process isn't always perfect. Everyone doesn't always show the real journey of what it's like to learn how to do your own nails. So if you want to see a real person who's still on her journey of learning how to do her own nails, and you appreciate seeing the highs and lows, then please like this video, subscribe to my brand new channel, and share this video with a nail girly who's also trying to learn how to do her own nails so she won't feel so alone. All right, y'all, let's get into this dumpster fire of a nail fail, okay? So in this nail set, I'm using these Una Gela soft gel long coffin tips. And I will go back and forth between using nail tips and creating my own designs on them and using my favorite brand, BT Art Box. Don't worry, I'll be making some videos with featuring them pretty soon. But what I like to do when I get a case of nails is I like to spend time sizing up which nails are which and then labeling my box so that when I'm ready to do nails, I don't have to go struggling to look for which is my size. And then I like sticking them on these nail stands so that they are all prepped and ready to go. Today I'll be attaching the nails using the Una Gela solid nail glue, because for me, I cannot use any kind of runny UV nail glues. They just do not work for me, okay? So I'll also be using these two polishes from Model 1s, this light pink and this glittery red. They're from two different sets, and those are the numbers that are associated with them. I really wanted to do this like baby pink and red theme. We're going to use this nail dehydrator and primer kit. I've had this for maybe about 2 or 3 years, so this is their older packaging, and this is what the older bottles look like. And then we'll be using these god-awful stickers. Ugh, they're terrible because they look so cute and they're glittery and sparkly, but they are stiff as all get out, as you will soon see. All right, so now we've got our nails ready to roll. And I start by putting some 91% isopropyl alcohol and rubbing off each of my nails. All right, so let's take a look at these natural nails and these cuticles. I've got some long nail beds, and I like to keep them short underneath my nail extensions. So first, we're going to go in with this nail dehydrator, which is basically alcohol, and then we're going to go in with the nail primer, which will help everything adhere to the nails. And now we're ready for some Model 1's base coat. Which I applied to my nails and cure in the lamp for 60 seconds. And you see me reaching across here for some alcohol, pour some in a damping dish, and I get a little brush to make sure that I clean up any excess gel around my skin, make sure nothing's touching before we go into the lamp. And I do apologize, not everything is 100% in frame. I'm still trying to figure out my recording situation, so thank you for your patience. But nevertheless, here we go into the UV lamp. And we're going to repeat the process on the right hand. And I'm right-handed, so I tend to start off using my dominant hand on my left hand, and then the struggle begins when I switch to using my left hand for my right hand. All right, so now we are going to attach these nails with the little flash cure lamp before putting everything into the big lamp for a full cure. So I like to squeeze out a good amount. Make sure the bottom of well is very well covered with the gel. We'll go in at a little bit of an angle and try to keep it straight. Lord have mercy. Get that light ready. And then struggle to stick my finger in there. I mean, it's better than the flash cure lamp I used to have. I think I had one from Kiara Sky, and this one is definitely bigger, but it is still very awkward. I think I want to get one of those that look like little pens, and they're on a stand. I need something like that, or one of those flower ones. Yeah, that's what we need. Here we go on the next nail. And usually I just flash cure for about 10 seconds. The struggle is real, y'all. The struggle is real. All right, so you can take a look and see what that looks like. And we're just going to keep repeating this process for all of the nails. Okay, now unfortunately, I messed up on my thumb. So we're going to grab this nail remover from a cart. Nail glue remover, I should say. Solid nail glue gel remover. And do our best to remove so that we can do it again. This was actually a little bit tough to get off. So I wound up just grabbing some clippers so I can access the other part of the nail. And that I didn't have so much to try to get off. Child, it was on there good after a couple of seconds. Good grief. The struggle is real, y'all. The struggle is real. So after I got off as much as I could, I got a little acetone and just used the cap as a damping dish and stuck my thumb in there just to let it soak for a little bit and soften up that gel to help get it off. So since everything is off the nail, that means I've got to do everything again, dehydrate, well, I don't really need to dehydrate, but got to prime the nail again, put on base coat again, and reattach our nail. So it looks like the problem was it was a little bit too big. So I had to use my hand file to kind of go around the edges, file it down so it fit my nail shape a little bit better. Now, after all of that drama, it took me about 50 minutes just to do my left hand, which is really abnormal. But it included all that time to take off the nail. But that's what happens. Doing your own nails can take a little bit of time. Now, interestingly enough, it only took me about 15 more minutes to get my right hand done. Which is weird because that's my non-dominant hand. However, I did wind up with a crooked nail, and I was just like, you know what? I can't even. I'm not going to go through all that drama of taking that nail off. So we're going to rock with it. So now we are going to take off those little tabs at the end of the nails and buff them up and get them ready for polish. So I like to use the buffing block to smooth everything out and then use a nail brush to brush off the excess dust. And then I use these little nippers to nip away any excess gel that might be hanging out. And then we spray it down with alcohol. And now we go in with some base coat. On the tops and bottoms. And now for the fun. So I started. Now I'm going to tell you, I am not the greatest with the painting. And something I did not notice is that this glitter is more like a jelly topper. So I really should have put down a plain coat of red and then placed this color on top of it because it was a little bit challenging to get the payoff. But then I went in with my pink nails. I wanted to use those as the accent. And man, that alcohol is my friend, child. We do a lot of cleanup around here. Clean up on aisle 6. Now, I like to cure up to 90 seconds just to make sure everything is nice and cured. And then we just go in with second coat. I did my right hand off camera. And now you get to see me struggle getting these things onto my nails. Look at this. It is stiff like a board. Will not bend. Absolutely terrible. And it's really big. Well, granted, I do have on coffin-shaped nails, but it was just, these things are just so hard to work with. I couldn't even get it to wrap around the nails. This was terrible. But you see the vision, right? It was going to be really, really, really cute. Ugh, so annoyed. I'm so annoyed that it didn't work out. But sometimes nail fails happen. I tried, y'all. I really, really tried. The vision was there, though. The vision was there. So I tried to use top coat thinking that maybe that will help tack it down. And I know you don't see too much of it in the frame. I'll show you the ones that are in frame. But that did not help. So here's where I realized it's time to give up the fight. And that even trying to take them off, it was terrible. Y'all, I struggled with these nails for almost 2 hours. Yeah. This is the sad final outcome. You know, and I was hoping those stickers would cover up my poor nail painting job, but I was tired and I had to go to bed. But the next day, I managed to save them and do these nails. Don't they look cute? Wasn't exactly what I wanted, but hey, it worked out. So if you want to see me do these nails, make sure you subscribe and check out that video next.